Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishop, and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. To the hopeful elect, 144,000. Shalom. This is the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify and give you warning through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. As you can see, as I was, going about reading a bunch of articles today, this article stuck out the most, and, the Spirit compelled me to just go into this and shed some light on it so that, you can be edified and warned of the times that we're coming into. Now, we know that, this bill is happening in the state of Washington. Washington, but we know that eventually, the plan is for this to be throughout all 50 states. It's just gonna, begin here in DC, and it'll be everywhere else because, these elites are losing the information battle. They know that they're being fully exposed. All of their agendas are being foiled. Nobody trusts them anymore, and people are ultimately waking up to the wickedness of this devil Esau Edom. And now he's going to start incentivizing people to, as you can see the title of this article, to start snitching and telling on, people that are, speaking things that they might deem offensive, or they might, take offense to, or, basically it's just an attack on anybody exposing the truth of the matter. And now they're incentivizing citizens that, if you hear something, say something, that if you snitch on people that are saying particular things, or, have opinions that you may deem to be offensive or counterproductive to society, or even unto yourself, they're incentivizing people to give them $2,000 to reward residents who report neighbors guilty of wrong speak. See? That's what it says. Thought police snitches. All right. And you got a lot of these people out here who are willing to take a $2,000 payout to snitch on their neighbors, to report anybody that is having conversations that they deem to be offensive or wrong or offensive, or, anything that, they might take offense to, and you can be, fined, and you can be put on a thought crime list. But we know ultimately this is all to stop the narrative and the speaking of the prophets and the men of the Lord, from speaking this gospel and telling the truth of the matter. And ultimately, they're using this to come at everybody who's having a talking point that goes against the mainstream narrative, pretty much. And we can see that, that famine of the word is shortly, and it's going to, it's coming, it's approaching. And these devils are passing unrighteous decrees to make it to where, it just wouldn't make any sense for you to, to speak anything out in the open public, or to be out on the highways and the byways speaking this truth, because we could be, we can be snitched on. We can be reported. And, like they're trying to do in Canada, they're trying to, basically stop any form of open Bible preaching or praying, or, anything that has to do with the Bible being spoken out in the open public, and they're just using, random bills and broad, unrighteous decrees ultimately to attack the men of the Lord. All right. And this is just further proof that, hey, we're approaching the days to where, it's going to be prudent and wise for us to, just ultimately just keep our thoughts to ourselves, and, and not be out here openly proclaiming this glorious gospel, or speaking anything that, has the truth of the Bible connected to it, because, you can be reported for that. You can be guilty of thought crime. And like in Canada, they're trying to lock people in prison for life and give them ridiculous fines so that you won't even speak or announce or speak anything, that's, dealing with the truth of the matter whatsoever, So we see the measures these devils are going into. So I'm gonna read a little bit of this article, drop a couple of precepts, and I'm gonna close this out. All right. It says Orwellian bill aimed at using pre-crime to combat the hate crime of thought crime. Damn devils, man. It says the Washington state legislature has passed a bill to create a statewide snitching infrastructure for residents to report their neighbors of wrong speak. Senate Bill 5427, which passed both the Senate and the House and now awaits Governor Jay Inslee's signature, allows private individuals, including non-citizens and illegal aliens, to report bias incidents to the state attorney general's office. Each reporting incident comes with a potential reward payout of $2,000. You see? So now they're incentivizing people to basically snitch on one another, man. All right. And you know that a lot of people, are malicious. A lot of people are evil. A lot of people who don't like particular people, they're going to be dropping dimes and snitching on anybody that they, you know, hear or, want to just put on the shit list of the so-called government. And this is going to be aimed at the men of the Lord, like I said in previous videos, you're going to have disgruntled baby mamas, family members that you fell out of favor with, co-workers, ex-friends, ex-girlfriends, whoever, anybody that deem you an enemy or want to, get their lick back or try to, get you caught up on some shit, and in the state of Washington, once he signs this law, they'll be able to do such things, and we know that it's just a roundabout way to just, to basically put, people who are speaking things that, the average citizen deems to be conspiracy theory or, speaking out against the government, and they're going to have more, it's going to be a wide range of things on the list that will, can be, accepted as, a violation of this so-called Bill 5427. It says the bill's supporters say its purpose is to protect victims of hate crimes before said crimes even occur, but at what cost? In essence, SB 5427 creates a tattletale hotline designed to intimidate people in Washington from speaking their minds, especially when such speech might be politically incorrect, you see? And this is just a roundabout way of, getting these regular citizens or these people who don't know what the hell is going on, these numbskull Americans, to basically to report anybody that's speaking, some truth or speaking, that the elections were rigged or Biden is, unfit to be president or to have political views that they don't deem to be acceptable. You can be snatched and ratted out on, man. How much more the prophets and the true men of the Lord. All right. And everything that we speak is, is pretty much can be considered a hate crime and this shithole, All right. Let me get this real fast. This is St. John chapter 7, verse 6. It says, Then Yahushua said unto them, My time is not yet come, but your time is always ready. The world cannot hate you, but me it hateth, because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil. You see? And the world is going to hate us because we're coming in that same sentiment as Yahushua. All right. We're testifying that this world is completely, totally, utterly just evil, man. All right. We're exposing the wicked elites. We're exposing Esau, Edom for being the devil that the Bible speaks of, the corruption of this government, the corruption of the system, and the ultimate corrupt system, this MOTB digital slave system that they're about to force upon the whole planet Earth via the MOTB. We're testifying that it's all evil and it's wicked and it's of the devil. So you better believe, this bill has been created for us to have this speaking point, to be attacked and to be fined and to be, a thought criminal, so to speak, But, but this is the times that we're coming into, and this is why we know that famine of the word is vastly approaching. But even in the midst of the famine of the word, like I said in previous videos, all the videos and all the pages that YouTube have taken down and erased off of YouTube, you better believe it's not just erased forever into thin air. You better believe, they have it archived somewhere. And at the time appointed, when they're going to try to round us up and find us guilty on all charges, they're going to be able to use those videos as evidence against us, to use the prophecies and the truth and the videos that we did to cause us to be found guilty in the sight of these devils. See? And this bill just further gives these average American citizens more ammunition to, to point the finger and to blame those that have, talking points that's, what they deem to be offensive and hateful, It says, for what we can tell, SB 5427 is unconstitutional for at least the following 5 reasons. 1, it infringes one's right to confront his accuser. 2, it impedes freedom of speech. See, so it shows you that, that this devil is a hypocrite, Here it is, you have the freedom of speech, but now they're going to be able to use your freedom of speech to find you guilty of hate speech, man, it's just ridiculous, man. All right. This man is a complete hypocrite and the devil that the Bible speaks of. It says 3, it violates freedom of thought and implied right in the First Amendment. 4, it steamrolls freedom of religion. Like I said earlier, they're going to attack us for what we're out there prophesying and preaching. So, they're going to make it illegal for us. Like I said, Canada's already trying to make it legal to speak, to publicly speak or read the Bible, man, or to even pray out in public. Like I said, they're passing laws to where you can be locked in jail indefinitely for doing that. It says 5, it impairs freedom of the press. People will stop talking to others and writing to others except very close friends and relatives for fear of greedy Karen will report them to Washington's version of the Gestapo, is how one independent media outlet framed SB 5427. This is basically what it is. It's like putting the ultimate gag order on anybody who has an opinion, anybody who can see and understand that, corruption is being spoken or lies are being spoken, and just exposing anything that these damn devils are doing, man. You could be found guilty of that. You see, it says Washington deteriorate. Let me get another precept, man. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 59 verse and 14. It says, and judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the street. You see? And where's the main truth being spoken by the prophets and the men of the Lord? Out on the highways and the byways, on the streets, man. As the scripture said, cry aloud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions. Is about to be literally outlawed for us to do, which is okay because, hey, this truth has already gone out throughout the four corners of the earth. The elect are just about sealed anyway, but, we know that, hey, this devil is about to come down with that great wrath. And now he's putting particular things into place to where truth is going to, it's not going to fail. It's already been accomplished, but he's going to stop us from being able to go out in the street, man. All right. Hey, and the Lord is going to signify the right time through the Spirit when it's time for us to stop going out on the highways and the byways and preaching his word. That part of the ministry is going to be over with. But, you're going to have these overzealous, proud ass Israelites, when Esau is going to start really cracking down on this. He's going to call you a coward. Niggas going to call you scared. Y'all scared to go out on the highways and the byways now. Where y'all at? Where the camps at? But the whole time we was out here, prior to that, you niggas was complaining about the camps being out there. You was talking all type of shit about y'all making us look bad. Y'all need to get off them streets. But watch, when Esau start making it to be a violation of a violation, and these bills come to pass for you not to be out there, then these niggas gonna try to say y'all scared and y'all scared of the white man. You know how Jake do. They simple ass. But the whole time they had the opportunity to go out there and to prophesy week in and week out. They didn't do it. But now all of a sudden you on fire. Anyways, it says for truth is fallen in the street and equity cannot enter. It says, yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. You see? And then we're going to have this, we're coming into these times, to where, we can't be out there, speaking out against all of the evil and the injustices and the corruption and the BS that this devil is ultimately out here doing. It'll be, we'll make ourselves a prey. And we are going to be preyed upon for this speech pretty soon in the near future. And this bill is further showing us that these are the times that we're entering into, where, anybody would have, and then eventually, they're going to shut down all these YouTube pages. It's not only going to be a crime to do it in public, but on these social media platforms, they're going to roll. They're going to start cutting. They're going to start, not allowing anything of truth to be spoken whatsoever upon the internet, man. And the only access to information that you will have would be government-sponsored propaganda, straight bullshit. And all the lies that these devils could ever tell will be the only information that you'll have access to. All right? And the only, It says, SB 5427 sure will put a muzzle on the mouth of Washingtonians, at least those who express unpopular viewpoints. And remember, it's going to start in Washington, but we know it's going to become nationwide. It says, in a public testimony before the Senate Ways and Means Committee on February 20th, conservative ladies of Washington, founder and President Julie Barrett blasted the bill for completely overriding the United States Constitution. Spend 5 minutes on Twitter on any given day, and I assure someone would say something offensive under this law that we will call a hate crime and collect $2,000 from an attorney general, Barrett said. It potentially targets people for actions they don't like, but are not actually hate crimes. In collaboration with bills like HB 1333, this would create sort of a tattletale hotline to report people one doesn't agree with or doesn't like. You see, that's what it's really going to be about. People can snitch on those that they don't like, and they can lie and say you said anything. It doesn't matter if you said it or not. If they, call and they report you, hey, you could be, you can be, guilty. It says, in the defense of the bill's $2,000 per report offering, one supporter of SB 5427 tried to argue that the money is not a reward to people who report to the hotline, but rather a compensation to cover the cost of damages incurred, whatever those might be. It says SB 5427 explicitly mentions an expression of animus as one of the offending action that warrants a call to the state government, to which we wonder, what exactly does this mean? Imagine a police officer arrives at your home for questioning about a bias incident you allegedly committed. Since the statute prohibits him from telling you who called in the complaint and also bars him from answering any questions you might have, all you know is that you said something wrong and must now pay a price with no way to defend yourself, you see? And that's wicked as all hell, man. Scriptures tell you, with the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let him that should be condemned be condemned. Now, these devils let it can be a random fucking phone call. Somebody can just say you said something and give your name, and you could be, and that so-called thing is going to stick on you, man. It says, after all that, your name stays on the state bias incident list forever, only to be added to in the event that you commit more expressions of animus that warrants additional report. Does Washington sound like a good place to live? You see, and who knows, they might have in that bill, if you have 4 or 5, 6, so many different offenses and blame to this, maybe they can throw you in jail. Maybe, some other penalty can be brought down upon you. But who knows, man? And see, and this is why we have to prepare to be, these times that we're living in, that we got to be prepared to be, falsely accused, man. Like the scripture said here in Luke 21, things to come. It says, then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, which is going to be civil war, which we see brewing up here in Babylon the Great. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. And we see all these things happening. All right. It says, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And remember, that bill in Canada they're trying to pass will make you publicly, prophesying and preaching this word to be, you can be thrown in jail indefinitely, man, forever, And now they're passing this bill to make us, anybody that's telling the truth to be a damn thought criminal. You see? It says, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. See it therefore in your hearts not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all of your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And here's the point. And ye shall be betrayed by both parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends. Some of you shall they cause to be put to death, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But there shall not a hair of your head perish, and your patience possess ye your soul. But the main point is that you're going to be betrayed both by parents and kinfolk and family and friends. So like I said, hey, once this thing really becomes like nationwide, don't be surprised if you have, like I said, bitter baby mamas, ex-girlfriends, family members you done fell out with, cousins, uncles, or maybe even a neighbor, or maybe just a coworker you probably got into it with, or somebody that knows that we're out there on the highways and the byways preaching this gospel. They're gonna come and they're gonna rat you out, give you up, man. And it's gonna be nothing that we can really do. But hey, like the scripture said, hey, not a hair of our head shall perish. The Lord's gonna give us the words to say and the things to speak when these situations do arise, man. Hey, and these things are very rare. I remember one of the dudes that used to be in the camp fell out the camp a long time ago, and he was in this truth, and he fell out with his baby mama. And when they had to go to the child support hearing, she was in there telling the judge, and this was like back in 2009, 2010. She was in there telling the judge, yeah, he said the white man's the devil. He be out there on the streets preaching the Bible and preaching hate. He said the white man's the devil. He said you the devil. Was trying to use all that shit against that brother in court, in their child support hearing, man. So how much more, in these times? How much more, seeing the temperature that, you know, when you see what's happening now, how much more in these situations? So we just got to be prepared, because these things are going to happen. Because, like I said, Yahweh Shai said, it's prophetic. These things will happen, and a lot of the servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai will be persecuted for these, for this truth and for this gospel in the near future. But hey, in your patience possess ye your soul. So I'm going to close it there. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit in me to do this lesson. Until the next one, shalom.